NBC5 Sports Desk, sponsored by your New England Ford dealers.
Welcome one, welcome all to the NBC5 Sports Desk. I'm Noah Searson, bringing you all the fun on another edition of Friday Night Fever. We've got coverage all around the North Country, starting up in New York for the NBC5 Game of the Week, where Eric Kerr was there for all the sights and sounds of the opening weekend of football in New York and a fierce rivalry in Peru. Eric?
Yeah, Noah, that's right. The 2022 version of the Apple Bowl between Peru and Beekmantown did not disappoint, so let's roll that tape right now to find out exactly what happened between these two. Eagles looking to redeem themselves after losing 28-7 to this Nighthawks squad last year. First home game of the season for Peru means first theme of the season. You could see they went with some neon, and hey, look, Spider-Man, Spider-Man. I saw him over in the Beekmantown bench earlier, and they were not happy to see him there, but here's Peru striking early up 8-0, and here's a long run from Jack Hansen to put this one in. He's flexing to the camera too, getting hyped out. NBC5's there to see his highlight, 57-yard score. Nighthawks are up 16-0. Peru looking for more, but Corbin Willis says, give me that. That interception would lead to a Beekmantown rushing score to get this one a little bit closer, but we head into the second half, and this one was pretty much all Peru the rest of the way. O'Connell redeeming himself after the pick by taking in himself for 6. That score would give Peru another one there, and then of course this one from Jack Hansen now in the fourth quarter. Peru kills the clock with this long drive. Hansen rushing in for his second score of the day, and that would lead to the final score of the game as well. Peru taking care of business at home. They take this Apple Bowl by a final score of 34-20. You can see the neon really shining through in that win, but we're taking a look at the rest of the scores around northern New York. Saranac Central showing no problems in a road contest at Ticonderoga. They score 55, while the Sentinels, you see it, they score nothing. The Chiefs look to continue their winning ways next week as they host Saranac Lake next Saturday afternoon. And Noah, it must have been that Mahomes magic rubbing off on the Chiefs in an impressive win there, but you simply can't ignore that tight match that we saw earlier from this year's version of Beekmantown, Peru.
Yeah, 55-0, not the way that Ticonderoga wanted to start it. Wonderful work as always, though, Eric, and if you want to catch those highlights again, you can catch them on our website. Now, that wasn't the only action in New York on Friday, of course. NBC5's Jack Main was in Mariah for another season opener.
First game of the season for the Mariah Vikings as they welcomed in the AuSable Patriots for week 1 down here in Port Henry. Now, Mariah has been one of the most consistent teams on this side of the lake, being in the last 3 state championship games, and they look to make a statement in week 1 against the Patriots. Already 8-0 Vikings when we take you into the second quarter. Rowan Swan finds his way into the end zone on the keeper for 6 points. Puts the Vikings up 14-0. They fail on the 2-point try, but they make up for it and then some on their ensuing drive. Check out Riley Demiris using the circle button and then the hit stick. Fights his way in for 6 points. That's a heck of a tutty run right there for the back. And it's 20-0. Ensuing 2-point try. Triple option, throw it to Cooper Allen. He's in for 2 points. 22-0 Vikings at the halftime. And it would stay that way into the fourth quarter. Sam Scorsum gets thrown down in the end zone for 6 points. And then this right here, the play of the day. Ensuing PAT, the snap is high. Evan Fleury keeps his head calm, though, and then finds Brady Olcott in the back of the end zone for 2 points. Tony Romo scratching his head, wondering how he did that. Here's the head coach after the game, following a dominant Vikings win.
I thought the kids played hard. We stumbled a little bit in the third quarter, didn't really execute that well, but you know, it's only week 3 of the practice, and we didn't have that long of a scrimmage last week, so I thought the kids played pretty well.
I mean, I'm not sure who brought the pickle juice, but it was sweet. It wasn't the dill, so.
I think we're going to have to step it up a little bit in the running category. We got to get in a little bit better shape, and I think that's a big part of it right there.
Both of these teams will be in action next week, this time as Mariah will travel up to Plattsburgh to take on Beekmantown, and AuSable will come back down in this direction to take on Ticonderoga. In Port Henry, I'm Jack Main, NBC5 News.
Appreciate it, Jack. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, I've got highlights from Rutland as the boys in red look to move to 2-0.
You're watching Friday Night Fever on NBC5.
Now, the NBC5 Sports Desk, sponsored by your New England Ford dealers.
Welcome back inside our South Burlington studio. Noah Sears in here, still rolling along on Friday Night Fever. And one of the biggest favorites in Division I down on Vermont side is Rutland coming into the year. And they started the season off dethroning defending champs Essex. And on Friday, they look to tack onto that on their home turf. We take you down to Alumni Stadium. Rutland looking for its first football title since 2006. Students pumped with that USA out. In less than 2 minutes into the game, they had something to cheer for. That's Eli Paquette finding Jonah Bassett in the end zone. 7-0 Rutland at this point. You see a lot more Bassett in this game. But Burlington, South Burlington, they're going to stick around. That's the Seawolves right there after a forced fumble. William Fuller hauling in that game-tying touchdown. Next drive, though, Bassett taking the screen about at midfield, and he jukes one defender and turns on the burners all the way inside the 10-yard line. And next play, Eli Paquette, the quarterback, says, anything you can do, I can do better. I got to make some own magic. Spins away from the sack there, across his body, throws to the corner of the end zone, finds Tyler Weatherhog for the score, and Rutland fends off Burlington, South Burlington behind another strong offensive effort, 34-21. And Essex and Hartford both dropped their season openers, so they'd be looking for wins on Friday. We take it to the third quarter, all tied at 14, and that's Essex quarterback Charlie Bowen saying, I'm going to take it myself, 21-14. And the Hornets, they'd grab even more momentum. Next possession, that's Braden Tromley picked off by Tanner Robbins. Essex looking like they're in the driver's seat, but we take it to the fourth quarter, and the Hurricanes battling back. Trombley finding Evan Lyons with a nice grab right there. And then 46 seconds left at this point. Same drive, goal line score right here from Sean Keeler. Shades of William the Refrigerator Perry, dare I say, putting it into the end zone. They'd score again after that two-point conversion right there, and they'd take this one. 30-21 the final score, and Hurricanes running back Ezra Mock says a championship mentality helped grab the win.
You know, obviously losing in week 1 and coming to play the reigning state champs, it's not going to get any easier. So, you know, we stressed that all week. You know, we had a hard week in practice, and, you know, we took this game, you know, like a championship pretty much. You know, it was our time to win.
So Hartford grabbing that key win, moving to 1-1 on the year. But in the rest of Division I, arguably the biggest mismatch of the night was down in St. Johnsbury, with the Hilltoppers dominating Middlebury 42-14, eclipsing the 40-point mark for the second game in as many games, besting that Tigers team and moving to 2-0 on the season. Very impressive stuff early on there. And that's all we had in Division I for the night. But in Division II, some battles. In that first game, Bellows Falls moving to 2-0 on the season, picking up right where they left off at the end of last season. And Colchester continuing to struggle and transitioning down a division, dropping to 0-2 down in Brattleboro in a defensive showdown. Also not listed, but Mount Anthony picking up a win after a Spalding forfeit due to illness on the team. So a fun night of football all around the region, and it's nice. We got New York, we got Vermont. It's kind of all coming together. NFL starting this weekend.
Yeah, nice job tonight, covering all the bases.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Good stuff.
Did you play football, Brian, when you were younger?
You know, funny story about that. My high school did not have a high school football program, but they do now, and they're one of the best on Long Island.
Wow.
They waited until I left town. That's enough information.
Did you play football?
No.
What? Not a wide receiver? Come on, you got to use that length.
I'd probably have to fill the Gatorade jug or be the public address announcer. That'd be the closest I'd come.
There you go. Tomorrow's forecast looks pretty good.
Summer
for a
will
parade.
be thriving tomorrow. Yes, sunshine.